So what do you get when you're in an argument with a presuppositional theist and an alien? And the presuppositional theist decides not to respond for a while. Well, you start joking around, and it was so hilarious that I thought, I'm going to make a movie out of this. So, yeah, I'm going to try and role play both sides of this and see how far we get. One little heads up, in a different argument, I had ran into Friedna and I saw his quote about the presuppositional drive. So therefore I was able to directly use it out of the blue. So yeah, just wanted to explain that away in front of the story to give some sense. The presuppositional drive being their engine for their UFO, and well, as you can hear from the name, it's a presupposed engine. Anyway, long story short, let's verbatim quote the comments.
I laugh because the server is showing why carbon units are still not an interstellar species.
Albeit we're hard at work inventing the presuppositional drive unit.
You will never succeed unless you can obtain access to the mineral known as gravellium. The only source in this sector of the universe is Wunsen, a blue moon near planet Zog.
You could be wrong about that.
Are you relying on your reason? How do you know that you know? We have mining exploration vessels. They have tested your lactose road fully.
Nope, chemistry. We'll just presuppose our grey moon contains more unobtainium-12 than you estimated, which you ought to know can be refined into pure gravellium at barely no effort or justification or cost.
That will not work. We tried that 2,000 of your years ago. You end up with strawberry yellow.
Ah, sounds like a win-win situation to test anyway then. Are you sure it doesn't sound like you're just hiding the secret recipe? Can't trust anyone these days due to all the damn lying theists. We'll let you know when it's ready. We're presuming it should only take a few weeks. Then we'll have a drag race to Zog to see if your old clanker can keep up with ours.
Without gravellium, you cannot kickstart your presupposition event.
Are you still only presuming a material cause? Isn't that old-fashioned? Let me guess, you can order a UFO on your planet in any color, as long as it's black? Sheesh.
All Zog ships are the same color of the material they are made of. Decoration is superfluous. The presuppositional drive event is circular. It must exist to come into existence. That's why it requires real gravellium. Lord Provost, this Bart unit appears to be experimenting with presuppositional drive theory. HOE were correct. Do you wish the Bart unit attended for his own safety?
Well, since it has happened 3 weeks from now that we'll invent our drive to do that drag race, it probably won't matter if I surprise you with this. But because we're in a space-time where CTCs exist, we took the enriched unobtainium-12 and took it on a ride in a time machine to 4 weeks ago where we accidentally forgot it. We then 2 weeks from now found it in the lab and went back to 5 weeks from now to have it exposed at the LHC before shipping it back to the lab where we discovered about 3 weeks ago now how for certain it will outshine gravellium by a factor of 10 to the power 154 megalux.
This is interesting, Bart unit. But there is no pholastic time train residue. We shall, however, send a researcher to 4 weeks ago to check your story. Are you sure you did not overdose on your base flowering drug?
Well, hence the huge risk I'm willing to take by already telling you this today instead of yesterday as I was instructed by the atheist leaders. The pholastic recombinator ought to be adjusted by 0.051984 exopia Thenet, and bearing into account the delta Hamiltonian of 64, you'll see a matching signature of approval in your run blocks.
We ceased Using pholastic recombilators 2000 of years ago due to the parallax errors produced, I would not advise you to set a delta Hamiltonian of 64. It can redact traveler DNA data at that setting.
Well, obviously, if you don't take into account the Hertzinger effect during the Berinski-Kosterlitz-Thoulous phase transition.
Our searcher has returned. I wish to inform you that the gravellium you have measured your experiment against is in fact fool's gravellium. It will not suffice.
I can't wait until yesterday, where you'll discover how we managed to hide from your scanners in sector 712 and did the fake switch. Lord Probist, the clearance ID I was instructed to give from the atheist leaders is the covariant derivative mu is alpha mu minus 0.051984 exophia mu plus 615.
You did not hide it. We saw your sector 712. It is fool's gravellium.
Sure, wake me up when you found out the rest of Plan A. So far it's going according to schedule. Unfortunately, I've been instructed to reveal no less as that until our meeting on the 3rd. Please read the message you received dated 85.12.15 Mark 8 from Lord Probist according to your mainframe.
We have no mainframe. Our ships are sentient. The data you give does not compute. Please resend.
Well, of course, but as you know by now, my clearance code doesn't allow much more as I had to expose. I wouldn't know how you call your pilot phone mainframe ship thingy anymore, as that I really do know my reasoning is circular. I did get the debriefing that you ought to look at that file, whatever your word for it is. The atheist leaders were, so to say, adamant about it.
This is a strange conference. I must chatty with Lord Provost.
Arai Shabal Fritna. Much interest this carbon unit is. Has the Bart unit been probed prior and gained presuppositional drive knowledge from us?
Arai Sabal, Lord Provost, the Bart unit has not been probed yet. We suspect he may be trying to trick information out of us, but his knowledge of presuppositional engineering, although very basic, is enough to require including in the next report to HOE. I fear this may lead to declaration of intervention. It would be not tasty if we were required to intervene.
In between all of this, the presuppositional theist came back and said something along the lines of, "This is the verdict. Light has come into the world, but people love darkness instead of light because their deeds were evil." Upon which I replied, "Holy crap, you said something new." Um, but it was intermediate. And then we have a remark again from Lord Probist.
Greetings, Brendan unit. I see that you call us light. It is tasty that a member of the Tartar tribe would see their own darkness and begin to journey towards the light. If many like you leave the Tartar tribes, you may accelerate your acceptance into the HOE.
Unfortunately, it's not done yet. So maybe there will be a follow up to this video when this conversation goes to much more comedic angles. But it was hilarious in my humble opinion already so far. So yeah, there's that. I'm going to put the link in the about thingamajig below, just for reference. Aside that we did over the time really did address the presuppositional argument. So if by now you're not with ammo to deal with that, um, there may be some food for thought in the thread aside the hilarious encounter I had with the alien friends. Anyway, Thanks for watching. See you next time.